Ocean-going warships form the vanguard of any country's navy and constitute the bulwark of any maritime defense. By their size and disposition of weapons and equipment, they constitute employment and training opportunities for the bulk of the manpower in uniform. In the early 90s, the edifice of this operational environment was almost entirely based on 8 frigates and a destroyer tender ship in service with the BN on a renewable lease agreement with the US Navy. All 9 ships had to be returned on the expiry of their lease term during the 1993-94 timeframe, thus creating a big void in our naval capabilities. The impending return of all frontline ships was a major setback and required immediate crisis management.
The Royal Navy laid off 6 Type 21 ships. Now that is a major stroke of luck, and they offered it to us.
An opportunity was quickly identified and seized upon by striking a deal in July 1993 with Ministry of Defence Navy UK for acquisition of 6 Amazon-class Type 21 frigates laid off by the Royal Navy.
British sovereign territory has been invaded by a foreign power.
These frigates were veterans of 1982 Falklands War and had performed exceedingly well in shore bombardment missions and provided anti-submarine and anti-aircraft cover for the Royal Navy Task Force. Thereafter, they had been deployed worldwide in different operational environments.
So in the Falkland conflict, they were put to the actual battle, one of the most prominent naval battle in the contemporary naval history.
Acquired at a very affordable induction cost for 6 ships, the ships were inducted seamlessly.
It was one of the best inductions in Pakistan Navy. The ship's deal was a very cost-effective deal, including training and spares and other things. The capabilities of the ships at that time were comparable to any new modern frigate serving anywhere else in the Navy of any country.
The first of the 8 Type 21 ships served in Royal British Navy as HMS Ambuscade was commissioned as PNS TARIQ on 28 July 1993 at Plymouth, UK. PNS TARIQ sailed for Pakistan on 20th October 1993, where an impressive welcoming ceremony was held at PN Dockyard, at which the then Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shaheed Muhtarama Benazir Bhutto, was the chief guest. Second Type 21 ship HMS Amazon and its commissioning as PNS Babur was held on 30th September 1993 at Plymouth. The next 2 ships, HMS Arrow and HMS Lacrity, were handed over to Pakistan on 1st March 1994 and commissioned as PN ships Khyber and Badr. The last pair of the 6 Type 21 ships, HMS Active and Avenger, were commissioned as PNS Shah Jahan and Tipu Sultan on 23rd September 1994. The acquiring of Type 21 ships was fortuitous in bolstering the Pakistan Navy's surface fleet as well as strengthening ties of the 2 navies. Upon induction in Pakistan Navy, the ship's class was renamed as TARIQ class after the first vessel that was commissioned as PNS TARIQ.
PNS TARIQ is a special ship in any way for Pakistan Navy. Ex-HMS Ambuscade, the first ship in Pakistan Navy which set those professional thresholds back in 1993.
These ships underwent service life extension programs and major modifications of weapons and sensors, entirely managed by PN Dockyard, thus enhancing combat potential of PN fleet in all dimensions of modern warfare and making Pakistan Navy a reckonable war-fighting force.
The weapon systems which were installed on PNS TARIQ, or for that matter all Type 21s, although they were very good for their age, because Pakistan Navy realized that we have to run these ships for next 2 to 3 decades, and it was decided to acquire new modern state-of-the-art weapon systems.
3 of these ships were later configured by Pakistan Navy for anti-submarine warfare role, whereas other 3 for anti-air warfare role. The ensuing retrofits included the installation of a Harpoon anti-ship missile, a Vulcan Phalanx cruise-in weapon system, and a Chinese LY-60N Hunting Eagle surface-to-air missile system.
Remarkably, again, professionalism. Our people in the dockyard and the Navy, they did the work. But this upgrade and modernization and aids was handled by these people.
PNS TARIQ being the first Type 21 ship inducted in PN, her crew played a pivotal role in propagating Royal Navy standards and practices in PN in bringing about these revolutionary changes in Pakistan Navy.
Then once we joined the ship, we modified the training as per PN requirements. What additional needed to be added, we added in those courses for the future ship crew coming in so that they are better ready to man those ships and run them.
The same included advanced warfighting techniques, methodical damage control and firefighting procedures, the thorough reference books, and mature HR management techniques.
With the bringing in of TARIQ and Type 21s, we brought in that cultural change in Pakistan Navy. Whether it was fuel hygiene, whether it was safety standards, damage control, firefighting, naval operations, RAS ops, and you name it.
During almost 3 decades of illustrious services in PN, PNS TARIQ distinguished herself on many occasions and earned reputation of versatile, robust and efficient ship.
Over the past 3 decades, PNS TARIQ distinguished herself in various sea missions, operational deployments, and earned reputation of a versatile and potent ship that has always remained at the forefront to defend maritime frontiers of Pakistan and carried green flag across continents as part of naval diplomacy.
Ship logged over 91,881 hours at sea and travelled more than 1 million nautical miles distance. The ship completed 10 CMCB deployments, 15 overseas deployments, 3 RMSB deployments, and multiple live weapon firings. During its tenure of service in the Pakistan Navy, TARIQ has been commanded by 23 officers, 6 of whom became flag officers, including the present Chief of the Naval Staff, Admiral Muhammad Amjad Khan Niazi, Nishan-e-Imtiyaz Military Sitare Basalat, who had commanded the ship as a young commander. During his command, he rendered exceptional humanitarian assistance to the tsunami victims in Maldives in year 2005, which resulted in saving 377 tourists of various countries. To honor his achievements, he was decorated with the French Order of Merit with the grade of Knight by the French government, which is a distinct honor, and Sitare Basalat. On 18 March 23, PNS TARIQ set off on her historical farewell sea trip before being decommissioned. The naval chief boarded the ship along with few officers and CPOs of ship's commissioning crew to relive the fond memories and association. The seamless, professional manner in which officers and sailors on board the Type 21s absorbed new technologies, practices and procedures is a remarkable tribute to the professionalism and dedication of the respective crew. Much loved by the officers and men, the Type 21s were the pride of PN fleet for 3 decades.
As a navigator, I would turn at rest with my engines going full ahead and full stern on opposite engines, and then making a turn at one place. And with both Olympuses on, the ship had tremendous power, and it would reach actual 30 knots.
I have yet to see a compatible capability in any other ship, even the modern ships. One is speed, the other is resilience. Resilience, these ships very effectively demonstrated despite many limitations.
These ships produced a large number of professional officers and men for PN who later on served the Navy in other capacities.
The operational room environment that these ships brought along with them. Today, we owe our professional excellence to the procedures and to the systems that these ships brought. The modernization of these ships that came along, it transformed Pakistan Navy. It transformed its complete mindset into a more ops-oriented, professional, and very competent Navy.
It's a matter of great satisfaction that PNS TARIQ, the lead ship of the 6 PN Type 21s, is destined to find a permanent home in the United Kingdom as a floating maritime museum at the Clyde Naval and Shipbuilding Heritage Site in Glasgow, where she will proudly protect and preserve the heritage of the two navies in which she once served.